letter, and before I get started, I'd just like to say, with the name of God, most gracious, most merciful, I witness to the oneness of God and to the finality of his prophets and messenger, Muhammad ibn Abdullah, and that the prayers and peace be on him and on his family and on us, and that may our gathering here be one that is fruitful and beneficial, and the blessing of God on it. When we sent the letter out, I got a call from a radio personality, and they wanted to invite, someone that was running for governor, your opinion, man. And so I told him that it wasn't that type of meeting. So he said, no, I'm just gonna bring him on down. So I said, excuse me. I said, no, it's not that meeting for him. We're trying to get together with our own people. We want to get our own people together, our own organization together, so we can sit down, not have a lecture, we're gonna have a conversation. We're gonna dialogue about these here points that we've been meditating on for quite some time. We've been discussing with quite a few people, and we sent these here letters out. I know the new Black Panther Party would not be here today. They let me know that today they're all in Trenton today because of them opening up a new chapter in Trenton. So that whole wing of Jersey was going this, so they wasn't going to be here. In terms of some of the other folks, maybe they'll get here. But we laid out, we called the meeting, first of all, unity. When we talk about unity, we're not talking about, everybody, singing the same song. We're talking about, trying to bring us all together to work with a common vision and around a common plan, common objective that we all can work together on as organizations and be able to, move forward, working together. So that was the basis of us calling for the unity meeting. So I want to go through this here first, point here, and then we can have some discussion on it. When we talk about every 3 months of the year, can we agree to come together as an organization to develop operational unity? The reason why we put that out as a measurement for the various organizations, because so many things are going on. Like, for instance, tomorrow here in the college, there's a program they have going on inside the gymnasium.
Right, I got that.
I think it's Concerned Citizens of Patterson. And you have other things going on. And what happens is that we constantly do the same things over and over. It reminds me of the old carnival when they had the bumper cars. The bumper cars, they moving and they just bump into one another. Right. Well, we constantly bump into one another. This person is doing that. This person is doing that, and nobody gets any type of support. If we can agree as organizations to come together every 3 months to put on the table in terms of what we're doing as organizations, so that if the United Council of Negro Women is doing a program, we want the Nation of Islam to be there, the NAACP to be there, Five Pillars to be there, all the different, be there and be supported. If Jumpstart is doing a particular program, we want to know about that, so that means that I don't set a program up on that particular day right there. This is why in the letter that we sent out, we talked about the common vision. Not one group thinking that that they all at in a bag of chips right there. Mm-hmm. That we're all in this here thing together, and the only way we're going to be able to move forward is that we're going to have to come together like this. So I figure if we came together every 3 months and had a unity meeting, just our organizations, right? Our organizations, we come together, we're discussing different things, we're getting to know one another as well, because many of us don't know what the organization is doing. Some organizations are doing some mentoring programs, You know, I like to know about them. I don't know anything about it. Keep on hearing about this one's doing mentoring, this one's doing mentoring, and all of us could benefit. And we would like to refer people to those areas there. So this is what we are calling for. We're calling for all the organizations to agree every quarter, come together. And this idea came out of a conversation I had with Ron Daniels, used to be the director of the Center for Constitutional Rights, and he was the executive director of Rainbow Coalition, the push organization of Reverend Jesse Jackson. And you know, he began to talk to me about how they had meetings, you know, back in the 60s. And he actually gave me a tape. He said, here, take this tape right here. And it was actually a conference of all organizations, all of them, all the big name, Dr. Jeffries, everybody was there. And and he had to get a keynote address to all of them. So when we talked about that, you know, I thought it was something that, and this was a while ago, I thought it was something worthy to bring back, talk to people about, talk to different organizational heads about, which I did talk to them about. No organization called me back. No one called me back except the National Council of New Women. I'm telling you, they actually, called me. You know, it's not to say that the others wasn't concerned, but she actually, you know, called me back on it. I went to others, and I'm thinking that, you know, they were saying, oh, yeah, this is a beautiful idea. So I was expecting for them, well, push it ahead. Come on, push it ahead. Well, you jump on, push it ahead, but nobody pushed it ahead. So I said, well, let me call the people together so that at least we can begin a process right there. One of the other things that comes out of us coming together every quarterly, okay, a mayor election is coming up. There's a lot going on with this here, so trying to select a candidate from our community. What happens with us coming together as organizations, that it brings us into one solid unit, right? Become one solid unit where we become even a political force ourselves. We become a political force. There are different, we don't become what I mentioned in the letter, just moving with expedience. That's what, you know, this political expedience. We got to find a candidate. We had to constantly pull the rabbit out of the hat. We're never prepared. You understand? When these here things come up, we can have something already in place so that when something happens, particularly on a political level, we can speak in one voice and say, well, look, we believe such and such is the best candidate for this here, and or set up a forum. You know, myself personally, I'm for an open forum. I'm for an open forum of us selecting somebody. I'm not for the secret private forum. I've been there. I'm not for it at all. The secret private forum where they just narrowing down, and then the same old group is deciding, well, this is the best. No, I'm not for that. I'm not of the mind that the person has to be wearing a silk suit. You know, I believe that sometimes the people in silk suits can't lead us anywhere, but the one that we think is all ragged, you understand, has a good mind. I ain't gonna mention no names, but I just say this here. You know, I ran into one of our elected officials, and I found out that this elected official is like really doing some serious work. You hear me? It like knocked my socks off knocked my shoes off. I said, you know them people, you working with them people? I said, I know those people. Those some good people that they do some serious work. I said, yeah, I have the number right here and everything. So I said, wow, that is really something. So this is part of that process of us coming together. This will come out of it. This is what we'll get out of it if we came together. We'll definitely get to know one another, and we will not be bumping into one another over and over and over again. If anyone have anything they want to share on what they think would come out of this, but this is what we've seen, what will come out of it, something solid.
Well, I totally agree with you, because like just sitting at the table, I go to a lot of different meetings. I'm a community-based program, well, you know, because you work with me.
Right.
But however, being involved in a number of different meetings and different committees and stuff like that, I see the same faces that I see, and a lot of that are really interested. So even if we still continue to go to different committees, it helps us so that we can say at that table, well, no, if we're planning some type of a function or something like that, or any event, we can act as a calendar to that committee, because we can say, well, we sit here and we there, and we already know that they're having this here, and this is going on right here, so that we can plan a little better.
Right.
So as far as the planning and being able to support, just one, not just one being at another, on another committee or at another function or conference or whatever, can actually stand up and hold it down for maybe about 5 or 6 committees that are going on in the city, as long as we keep on being there. And like I was saying to Sister Wahidi earlier, well, if I'm there and you're not there, then I'm gonna let them know, and you'll still get whatever. But she beat me here.
Yeah, but that's
So I mean, this is what
and
I'm
it's
talking about.
See, and it's key because
So,
see, as you,
networking and partnership.
just as you're saying, once if we're coming together on a regular basis, we're updating.
And I told her
we
I
stand
can't be
abreast
at
of what's
one
going
tomorrow,
on.
but I know I got it through my 2 sisters here.
Right,
I'm gonna get it.
right,
So I mean, it's like I'm still there,
Right.
but I'll be somewhere else telling them about what we doing. So, but that's the way we gotta move. So I
Right.
think it's an excellent move, and I think that it will grow because
Right.
everybody here is always somewhere. I mean, you see him, and we all somewhere.
right.
I think what Brother
So
said.
I mean, you couldn't have a better start, but everything is a start, and you know we ain't gonna never finish. And let somebody say, well, you know, because this is just the beginning. That I said.
Right.
We definitely have to and filter about that mirror. That the other group, that what the name of it is, the Citizen Equality Government PAC.
Mhm.
I need everybody. We need you there to be a member and to vote. You understand? If we don't have everybody there to vote the way we wanted to vote, we're not gonna have it. Like, we're now in the process of getting rules and regulations together. But we need like candidates and stuff like that, because you gotta break up the clique. The clique has to be broken. And the only way we can break that clique is come together and break it ourselves.
Exactly.
And you know the clique. You know the clique, okay? You know the clique.
Mm-hmm.
And you gotta break the clique. And that's the only way we're going to get who we want to be the mayor that we think can run the city of Patterson. As far as I'm concerned, we don't need nobody that come in here. You gonna tell me one face that I don't want the white man to help me, blah, blah, blah. I can see right straight through you. I already know the white man is backing you. Because you ain't got that kind of money. None of us got that kind of money. Our money's not that long. When I say money, I mean money. We don't know what real money is. As simple as that. And if we don't come together, like he said, you don't have to have a Brooks Brothers suit on. You don't have to have that. If we all would read 7 effective ways for a company I used to be a troubleshooter for, and you would never believe it was a maintenance person that gave the president the idea how to run and his visit. But not only,
That's
he
something.
had God in his corner too.
Yeah,
All right. Whatever we do, we got to have God in our corner.
Absolutely.
All right. And once we do that, we got it made.
Mm-hmm.
And you could break that clique, and that clique will crumble.
Exactly.
It will crumble. But we all have to be united together. Whatever we decide to do, we have to be united to break that clique.
Right. And that maintenance person was grassroots.
That's it. I'm telling
And
you.
everybody here, I know.
What would be the method to get these organizations to come together? Because, like, I was expecting to see more people than the people that are here. And myself, I've only been involved with this stuff like a little over a year now. And, like, I'm everywhere. But I know from being with Jumpstart, when we tried to reach out to some churches, and it was very disappointing to me, the event that we were given,
Right.
and none of the churches
The
responded.
gospel fest.
All
You
they
have
wanna
to
know is if
understand
you
this
are a
is the city of
member.
Patterson.
I mean, would you like to be a member of their church? So I'm like, well,
You have to understand, Patterson has not changed, all right? And I've been here for 58 years, All right. One time we knew each other by what churches we went to. That's how we used to communicate. Oh, you go to St. Luke. Oh, you go to Second Baptist. Blah blah blah. That's a group. That's a hard market to target.
Sure is.
I'm telling you, it's the churches. You know, when we had that affair at my church, they was totally. I had some ladies that was totally against. I didn't even let her know what was going on. I just kept her in the dark. I said, Reverend, I prefer not to have her to come.
For real.
You understand what
But
I'm
you had a
saying?
nice
You got
turnout.
these old ladies that sit home and ain't got nothing to do but to do. Well, you
Say,
know
hey.
what we did in 1954. This is 2005. I'm really not interested in that.
Right.
I'm really not. And this is what's been holding us. They put there's still these old ideas. And this, what you said is very, very true in this letter. You got these old ladies, can't walk, sitting home on the telephone, trying to pump the young one's head up. You know, oh yeah, we did this 1954. I did. Well, this is 2005, honey. Let's turn it around. And my denomination in church is we're Methodists, so we never change. We do everything. That's why we call them Methodists. We do everything by a method. So that change that you brought into our church was absolutely the greatest that ever happened, and it's going to go through the whole Camden district. So
We're on our way to Staten Island by way of you. Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this effort that we're trying to initiate here today is not a new one. You know, so many people have constantly tried to bring people together. But one of the things that I found out that the majority of people are not going to. They're not coming. They're not going to come. Some people they feel even threatened by the mere fact of even coming.
It'll take a while.
Coming
But
together.
Not
But what?
cutting you off, but like I say, the people that are sitting here are some strong people and that are everywhere. So by us being everywhere, and everybody here speaks their piece, from that end of the table all the way to this one. So if we are continuing just the way we're doing, going into different meetings, different, events, whatever it may be, conferences or workshops, trust me, we're going to drop a love when we there. And they're going to say, wow, you over there? Well, let me see a flyer. Or what? Oh, I'm coming. So we have to bring them in ourselves, either break up somewhere or come in as a gang. They look, not the Bloods or the Crips, but the committee or whatever.
That's right. The
So,
five
and then when
pillars.
we with the county committee, we coming, whatever we got to do, and everybody will be bringing the people that follow them. So eventually, the people that's following me, some people that's following you or whatever, they'll bring somebody else that's following because they'll start getting interested. So, however, like I said, this is just the beginning, and I think that strong people at a table, not just people, you got the introvert and the extrovert. Everybody is an extrovert. They're going to have something to say at a meeting, or they're going to be, getting some collective information to bring back to another one. So you don't have, right now, I think, like God put us together, because you don't really have nobody just sitting here being nosy. We're all about work, like, okay, what is this about? How can we help?
And I'm glad you said that, because this is exactly what I was going to say, is that it just starts with a small nucleus of people.
We got to promote.
That's it. Small
gotta
nucleus
promote.
of people. We become the symbol of inspiration. If we can agree, you understand, to come together and work together, trust me, others will notice it as we stay together working and are effective in terms of what we're trying to do.
I
So
think
that's
the
what I
first
would.
thing
That's
is a
what I would
mission
say.
statement.
It's a slow process. With the churches, because many of them, they're like roosters over a hen house. Yeah.
I was at a pastor's workshop, and I'm not going to say nothing else, but I just want to share this. So I was sitting there, and I did my little presentation on whatever it was, and one of the pastors passed me a note. They said, he said, they are only interested in you joining one of their churches. They could care less. And I was like, wow. I don't know his name, but he passed his note, and I'm saying, okay. Yeah, because they were like, and one of them told me, they said, sweetheart, I hate to say it, but we have our own problems. We looking for help just like you. I said, oh. So I mean, it's a lot of, and like she said, that's like a hard.
Well,
That's
we gotta,
that's
we
a
gotta
hard place to start.
moving.
See, others,
How you doing?
the other thing is that others will notice you. Like I was sharing with some folks 3 weeks ago. I was in Jersey City at First Corinthians Baptist Church.
Right.
Check this out. As their guest, I got a call all the way from what's that place? Is you know if you go off, take your wife and family up in Philadelphia. It's in Philly. Poconos. They were up in the Poconos.
Right.
Called me from the Poconos. Said, brother, listen, we heard about what you've been trying to do. You know, if you're available on Sunday, 11 o'clock, you know, that's service time. Come and address the congregation, and we're going to raise some money there, and we're going to help get this here computer. And I'm telling you, when I walked up in that church, I'm going to tell you right now, I almost started shouting hallelujah. Because I'm telling you, when I walked inside there, they had it was a church about this size, an upper level. But they had the camera on. I mean, the church people was up, standing up, grabbing me and, touching me. I started, I started crying. You know what I mean? Because they were so happy to hear the message that we were going to give them, and I wasn't even talking that night. I had the other brother talking that night right there. But but it's like that. You work. If we just continue to work, trust me. As others notice, then they want to come and start noticing too. So, but we just have to make a commitment on to work together, come together, work together, and stay together.
And you know what I was thinking, like with these committees and stuff, like how we do the sign-in sheets and everybody's name and numbers on. Maybe everybody could have a copy of a sign-in sheet, like or just another listing or something later on the next meeting with everybody's numbers. So when there's something coming up with me or something coming up with anybody here, all right, let's call the list so that we know. And we can all say, all right, well, I'll be there. Well, I'm not going to be there, but sister, make sure I get that information, call me back tonight or whatever. So that we can always, keep up with what's going on.
See, the unity meeting of the organization was served as an umbrella organization.
Right.
And as I mentioned in the letter, everybody can continue doing the work that they do of their particular interests.
Right.
But realize that there's a common interest that all of us share. So we know that every quarter we're going to come right together. Just to bring you brothers up, just a point of where we're at, and then let Sister Waida get the floor. That we were talking about coming together, and as we come together, the strength that we will have in coming together, and when the brothers organization does a particular event, they shouldn't just be there seeing each other there. They should see what happens when programs. This is what happens. I'm gonna tell you now. We send representatives out. No, that's the old way. This is what I'm talking about. We have to change that. No, we have to marshal all of our forces there, so that when people look and they see, it's oh wow, yeah, this is how we really begin to come together and begin to impact on the community. Marshal our forces there. Know that on this here day right here. Oh no, nothing. We can't schedule nothing that day because they having a big program there, and we have to be there to show our solidarity. It's good, Sister Waida.
No, I just want to yield the floor to the brother right here because he's been trying to get something in. I want to hear what it is.
Brother basically summed it up right there. As far as the comment he made, and it's like everything is tying in for a reason. Like everybody has that spirit of the Millions More movement. I've seen not just another organization as well is dealing with. Like the time is just dictating that we must come together and unify. But I see the importance. Not that brother haven't thought of it, but the wheels are turning in my head as he's talking.
Right.
Like we should distribute a calendar. You know what I'm saying? A calendar too. Each organization get a calendar so we can see it and definitely go by it. Because even if, realistically, we ain't gonna be able to make all or each other's meetings, but just to refer, like I was telling sister that my pastor, I went on flies to a brother. He was saying, yeah, I want to take my niece and get her into some type of acting and things of that nature. So it's like us having a calendar and knowing who is doing what, we could always refer people to each other's organization as far as, all right, this person deal with education. I know the brothers like dealing with education a lot. Go to their meetings, or you see what I'm saying? We could, that way, like you said, be a umbrella or a network, so or what have you. So it's definitely a beautiful idea,
Right.
you know, on a local level as far as what we need here.
What about email? Getting
Yeah,
everybody
we can.
email, putting it on one branch and just sending it out so we all would know. Instead of, also sending by letter, but email just more
Right.
quick and more response, so we'll know if John having something, if brothers having something, we definitely should all be there, make that phone call.
Yeah, like the the movement,
Right.
we're having our large event on that day. But even though we're having a large event, a few of us are still gonna try to help support a bus. You know, I didn't have the regular meeting yet, but even if they don't agree, some of us still are going to put out money to help support the bus. Because we had a breakfast, Harambe breakfast, and the sisters came. We had, what we did, we had the women of the word. It didn't matter whether you was a Baptist, whether you was a Muslim, whatever may be your faith, we had everybody there. And if you have never seen a beautiful sight, it was that day. I mean, Wahida was right, you've seen it.
Wow.
And it was something different that we don't normally do. I mean, we all have our own belief in God,
Right.
Allah, whatever.
That's right.
But to bring us together, that's a very big
Right.
thing to do.
Right.
And we need to do it more often. Because we're only serving one person.
That's it.
That's right.
Whatever way you want to do it.
That's right. That's right.
That's the truth.
Totally agree.
It's a beautiful idea.
And this is the best idea with the education. Because our kids are suffering.